And just like that, Aleister takes the center stage. Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So you wanted a new Aleister the Invoker. Actually, you wanted new Aleister support in general. Well, it's actually crazy because we're getting Witchcrafter support here in an upcoming set. That means Endymion has to be bringing up the rear here at some point. So this is Aleister the Reminiscent. And as you can see, Aleister has a sword now, which is definitely a fine change from what we had previously been working with. So this is going to be 1800 on 1000. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So if this card is in your hand, you can target a spellcaster or fusion monster on your field, special summon this card, and if you do, that monster gains 1000 attack until the end of this turn. Okay, so we're maintaining the former hand trap effect effectively, while allowing this to be an extender. And if this card is normal or special summon or flipped face up, we can banish an invoked monster from your extra deck to add an invocation or a spell that mentions it from your deck to your hand. Oh, well, that's very interesting. So we just banish something and go recruit for an invocation spell or something that mentions it that's a spell? Okay. So we also have Allwasp, the Spirit of the Law. I didn't expect to see some of these, the other, Magistus Witchcrafter stuff being involved in this, but this is interesting. So this is a 2028. So 2000 attack, 2000 defense on a wind. So you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. So we can banish this card from the hand or field to add an Aleister monster from your deck to your hand, or then if this effect was activated from the field, after this effect resolves, you can normal summon a spellcaster monster. Sure. If a face-up fusion monsters you control is sent to the graveyard except by battle, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. Then you can fusion summon a invoked monster using monsters from your hand or field as material. Allwasp is a spirit that Crowley encountered in Cairo and dictated the Book of the Law, the foundation text of Thelma, to him. Oh, that's kind of cool. This is kind of like his spirit animal for this. I'm not really too sure on my lore here. So this is Vicram, the Artificial Spirit. It's a level 3 light illusion monster. Ooh, we're getting into the illusion stuff now. 1000 attack, 1000 defense. You can only use the first, second, third effects of this card's name once per turn. So you have an Aleister monster in your hand or graveyard. We can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summon, we can set an invocation or a spell that mentions it from your deck. Okay, I like this. When your opponent activates a card or effect in response to the activation of your fusion monster's effect, quick effect, we can banish this card from your field, and if you do, negate that opponent's effect, and if you do, banish that target. Ooh. Vicram is the secret magical name of Mary Destry Sturgis, one of Aleister Crowley's Scarlet Women. Women he believed were avatars of the goddess of Babylon, a key deity in Thelma. This is actually, I think, is a really good card, man. Though it kind of acts like the Lotus in Yubel a little bit. I think that's fine. All right, we have fusions coming here. Invoked Soroth. Oh boy. So they did change the wording on these. So you are going to have an entirely new armament of these fusion monsters to work with. This is a light pyro monster. Yeah, you hear me say that correctly. And it's going to be 1600 attack, 2600 defense, and it's an Aleister monster plus a fire or wind monster. Alright, so you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. So during the main phase, we can quick effect target a level 6 or lower monster in either graveyard and special summon it to your field in defense position, but its effects are negated. This would technically allow me to revive another Aleister for me to continue on with my fusion plays. And if this card is in the graveyard, you can fusion summon an invoked monster from your extra deck by banishing its materials from your field and or graveyard, including this card. Oh! Say no more. Just what I wanted. Monster Reborn and the ability to fusion summon while it's in the graveyard? Sure. And then this is the Wicked God of the Sun, whose name is one in the numerology that adds up to 666, which is kind of interesting. Okay. Oh, what in the... Anybody else notice this looks like a Ritual Beast monster? So this is the Invoked Babylon. This is a level 7 Fire Illusion monster. And it's going to be 2450, 2450. Huh. It's adding up now. It's an Aleister plus a Light or Earth monster. So you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. So if this card is special summon, we can add Vicram, the Artificial Spirit, or the magical name Rosamundi from your deck to your hand. then you can banish one monster from either graveyard. Sure. And you can banish this card from the graveyard to target a fusion monster you control. All face-up monsters your opponent currently controls lose attack equal to that monster's attack until the end of this turn. Babylon is the major key goddess in the religion of Thelmia, is considered the core of the faith, and Crowley believed various women in his life were avatars of her. The Scarlet Woman, Babylon herself, is based on the Babylon the Great, also known as the Mother of Harlot. Oh, that's interesting. Man, this is some pretty deep lore here. And then we have Space Whale. You know, Space Whale's pretty broken. I think this is one of the best fusions we got. So this is Aleister monster plus a darker water monster on a 3,000 Sea Serpent. So you can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. Your opponent's monsters cannot target monsters for attacks while this card is in the main monster zone, except this one. And any monster sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead while this card is in the extra monster zone. Sure, we can banish this card from the graveyard to target a fusion monster you control. It can attack directly this turn. Why is my Space Whale a walking, talking floodgate on a macrocosmo? I don't know. But this is probably one of the better cards we got out of this block. And then we have Invoked Transcendence Ion. Yeah, you knew that there was going to be something in here that had to be the monster of them all. So it's a level 10 Dark Fiend monster with 3,800 attack. 3,200 defense. It's 2+ fusion monsters with different attributes. Now, you can only use one of the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn, and only once that turn. So, it's okay. If this card is fusion summon, you can banish cards from the field and or graveyards up to the number of materials used. Then if you used 3 or more, you can look at your opponent's extra deck and banish up to 3 cards from it. And the quick effect, you can declare an attribute. All other face-up monsters currently on the field become that attribute until the end of this turn. Yeah, so this is a really funny way to mess up Yummy. It declared, divine, no longer light monsters. Sorry. Aeons is the key concept in Thelma, similar to the concept of the Age of Aquarius. Crowley considered the concept so fundamental to be the faith that he had the world replaced with Ion in his tarot cards, and he was primarily concerned about the Aeons of Horus. Interesting. And then we have Invocation Sword. Yeah, don't ask me why Crowley's Sword is on a quick play now, but okay. So we got a quick play Invocation. So you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. So you can fusion summon one monster from your extra deck using monsters you control. If summoning an invoked monster, you can also banish monsters by returning them to the graveyard. So take those banish cards you got, took them into the graveyard. Sure. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one Aleister monster or an invocation in your graveyard. Shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, add this card to your hand. Hey, they learned. They fixed it. So good. And we have the Spirit Sword. Yes. So this is going to be a normal spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Activate one of these effects, and you cannot declare attacks for the rest of this turn except with fusion monsters. So we can special summon one, the Spirit of the Law, from the deck or graveyard. We can send to the graveyard or banish one Aleister monster from the deck, or we can look at 3 random face-down cards from your opponent's extra deck and banish one of them. Sure, man. I don't know why we get that ability, but that's fine. And then we have Magical Name, the Rosamundi. So this is your normal trap card. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. So we can banish an Aleister monster or a fusion monster from your graveyard to special summon an invoked monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, but banish it during the end phase. And if a monster becomes banished, face up while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card to target one of those banished invoked monsters and special summon it. Rosamundi is the name of the 3 collections of poetry written by Crowley that were dedicated to his wife, Rose Edith Kelly. Alright, that's actually kind of really, really cool. Notably, due to the current TCG usage, Magical Name at this time cannot be made into searchable theme name string. That's kind of sad. We are also getting Artemis in a alt art, which this is gorgeous, man. And of course, don't forget, we are getting these brand new sleeves, which, I mean, you got 2 themes left here to receive some major upgrades. So we'll see where this goes. But I think these cards are pretty interesting, to say the least. They did a good job exploring the lore, flushing this out a little bit more. I'm actually kind of happy to see Aleister getting some love. We'll just see, how this is going to work in the future for what's to come. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.